For the past 2 weeks, we haven't gone ahead to hear anything coming in from Viktor Gyokeres, and I was like, what's really wrong with Viktor Gyokeres' links to Arsenal? And they all went dead silent. And I know even you Arsenal fans have been asking yourself, what's happening with Gyokeres? Because at the beginning of this summer transfer window that is yet to open next week on Friday, I think on Thursday, you guys came up and told us the truth that all you would want to see is simple. You would love to say to it that you sign Gyokeres. And now you've gone ahead to shift from Gyokeres to a player I've always gone ahead to love most to join my club and also join any club, and that is Benjamin Sesko. And today Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead obviously answer that call via the court offside, because the questions were really huge concerning Viktor Gyokeres in there for you. We're here to talk about Fabregas onto his latest achievement after promoting the team to the Serie A. What is he thinking about? And then Fabio Silva, a player that came in through from Barcelona, Sporting Lisbon, Wolverhampton Wanderers, one of the highly rated stars, young stars from Portugal, on what he has to say about his latest stance in the game of football. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, welcome back from the mosque. And to the Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as your superstars are really concerned. And let's see close to 300 likes smash in this video. Don't forget to subscribe, because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers and you want to do it before the end of this month. So continue to subscribe, and we want to hit 21,500. So continue to subscribe, and I think we are left with a few subscribers to obviously hit that mark. Now, Fabrizio Romano has said things have been quiet for a while regarding Viktor Gyokeres, but that's because he isn't a plan B for anyone. He'll be a first choice, but he's really expensive. His release clause 100 million euros, so all the clubs are waiting to understand what happens on the strikers market, and maybe if Sporting Lisbon can accept a different structure for the deal, I'm sure it's still one to watch for the next weeks, but it's really early now. So Fabrizio is like telling us, that the problem is the amount of money that is going to be put onto the head of this guy known as Viktor Gyokeres. That is it. So 100 million euros, it's really one of those, it's really one of those moments that you feel like, oh guy, why should I obviously go ahead and really pay in that amount of money for the guy? And that's why it is going ahead to get silent. And it looks like all the agents and all the teams are like, let's first see where this is really going to take us. Because if you are a club, you wouldn't like to spend 100 million euros on a player like Viktor Gyokeres coming in from Sporting Lisbon. You understand? With the market flooded with center forwards of every nature and stature, why would you rush to obviously go on and really go in for one that is really that amount of money? Because 100 million euros, that is 85 million pounds. And however much Arsenal want to get in a striker, they feel like there is a lot on the market they can get for that guy. And he's going to make 26 years of age. That is Viktor Gyokeres, meaning that he's hitting his prime. And when you look at other strikers that Arsenal are looking at, Benjamin Sesko, 21 years of age. ZKZ, I think is 22 years of age. When you look at Ferguson at Brighton, I think it's just 20. Santiago Jimenez is like 22. So he's the oldest of strikers that Arsenal have on their list. Don't talk about Ivan Toney, Oli Watkins. That won't happen. Alexander Isak is 24 years of age. Even Isak is 24 years of age. And Arsenal are like, let's hold in a little bit. And let's obviously show these other teams that, let's obviously show Sporting Lisbon that we are not in for this player. And right now, he's linked to no club. I've not gone ahead to see any club being linked to Viktor Gyokeres, because there are very many strikers outside there that are really cheaper. Benjamin Sesko, 55 million pounds. You talk about Zikezi. Zikezi is going in for 45 million euros. Even they're not even pounds. So, and all those are on the list of Arsenal. So, even other teams are looking to the other set of strikers. Brian Brobbey is there. He goes like for 40 million pounds, and he's really young and has what we call a higher ceiling to obviously come to do the needful in here onto this game. So I just tell you, nothing is really going to stop this transfer from happening, provided Sporting Lisbon look throughout their player and obviously understand that he's really grown and they shouldn't obviously sell him for 100 million euros. But the Sporting Lisbon have gone ahead to know, I'm not going to do this. And I tell you, if I'm Sporting Lisbon, I would get in the amount of money that is possible. You know, if it's 70 million pounds, 80 million pounds, sorry, it's like if it's 60, 70 million pounds, then teams will be like, let's go for him. But there is no team that's going to obviously cash out that amount of money in his shortest period possible, even when there are better options. And Sporting Lisbon might really look through that and say, all right, if you don't want to obviously pay that amount of money, we are playing in the Champions League. And by the way, Sporting Lisbon is known on a hurry to obviously sell a player, to obviously see to it that they get in money. Because last season they sold players, the previous season they sold Paulinho, they sold which other player did they sell? You know, there is Goncalo Inacio, Diomande. They're having a very beautiful squad of players, and if at all they can keep them for just one season, you know, going to this Champions League, you never know. Gyokeres might turn out to be one of those players to score very many goals in the Champions League and will be on the list of every team. You understand? But right now, they've gone ahead to go silent, and they are studying what we call the transfer market and see whether Sporting Lisbon obviously try to obviously back down to the offers that these teams can really afford. But I don't see that happening. I tell you, I don't see it happening, because Sporting Lisbon are really hard side to deal with, because they know next summer the player will be 27 years of age and they might get him, they might even get like 70 or 80 million euros, not 100 million euros, but holding him a little bit for the summer, for the Champions League coming next season. I think that will be their hugest target. But, and they're not looking moved. They're not looking moved like, all right, we are going to lose this player. They're not looking moved, but they should really watch and study what we call the situation. Because if clubs like Arsenal are interested in signing the player and they're only willing to get you like 60, 70 million pounds or 60 million pounds and you're calling in for 85, why don't you obviously tell Arsenal, I'm getting you the player for 60 and 25 million pounds are going to come in through as add-ons. If at all this player scores 20 goals a season, you get me 5 million pounds. If he takes you to if he scores like 10 goals plus in the Champions League, you get me this amount of money. If he wins you the Premier League, you get me this amount of money. And if you obviously come up and really get in the Champions League final and win it, you get me this amount of money. Simple business done. You understand? And the number of games he plays in a season. I think that's how Sporting Lisbon can obviously come to break down a deal like this, to see to it that this player of theirs finds himself a better way out, to see to it that all goes on as planned. So we wait and see how Gyokeres to Arsenal, latest transfer link from Fabrizio Romano, are really gonna surface to the public world. But I'm gonna obviously break it down for you. Now, Cesc Fabregas. Alright, before I even get to Cesc Fabregas, but you all understand that Arsenal has gone ahead to put their project proposal onto the table of Benjamin Sesko, and it's now up to Benjamin Sesko to make a decision on where he wants to go and where he wants to be playing at. And that is Arsenal for you. So we wait and see how that pans out, but that's what is going to happen on the side of Gyokeres. Sadly, to all those that have gone ahead obviously want him to play for Arsenal, and let's wait and see how things really pan out in there. Now, we are having an exclusive coming in from Cesc Fabregas, on the verge of signing new long-term deal at Como head coach as Como head coach after excellent work last season. Being included in Chelsea staff was never an option this summer. Full focus on Como project after getting promoted to a Serie A. Now, Fabregas is managing a team where he even has shares with the likes of, is it Ronaldo Dalima there and Thierry Henry? You know, they are like three players who really own that club and have gone ahead obviously invest into that club a lot. And He's really doing a good job. Promoted him to what we call the Serie A. And there were rumors that were being spread all over that the guy is going to be joining the team of Chelsea. The management team to join Enzo Maresca. And it is said those were rumors and links wide off the mark that couldn't obviously come in through to stop this guy from obviously doing the needful. And he's really finding his solution, and the solution is simple. He wants to obviously come up and really play, and manage Como and see how he really features down into that side. Now, lastly, there is a player called Fabio Silva. Fabio Silva has been one of those players that is going to play a very huge role in, I think, Rangers, and he feels like he doesn't want to obviously go back to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and he said, it's no secret that I don't want to continue at Wolverhampton Wanderers. I want to leave. We both agree now we have to try and find the best solution, so we are both happy. That is Fabio Silva for you. And he came out and really said this out to Relevo. Credibos was coming in from Spain, but this guy was really one of those players that the world looked at to obviously draw him. All paint his ceiling to be really very, very huge. But as it stands, it looks like it's wide off the mark, and he doesn't want to obviously return to the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers. He played into the Scottish Premier League for Rangers, 18 games, 4 goals. UEFA Europa League, 2 matches, 0 goals and 0 assists. That's what he went ahead to do down that side. And Wolverhampton Wanderers signed him in 2020, 2021, and obviously he doesn't want to obviously feature back for that side. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Gyokeres to Arsenal latest transfer news being given to us by the man himself, that is Fabrizio Romano. And what do you make about Fabregas hesitant to obviously leave at the side of Comos as the manager, Shans Chelsea, and lastly, there is something connected to Fabio Silva and his latest stance on where he's going to be playing next. Rokani David is my name. I'm hereby ending this video here. I'm watching the game of my national team playing against Botswana, 0-0, but it's a brilliant display down the pitch. And let's obviously see ourselves really putting in a very huge show in here for you. And thank you for obviously keeping it Rokani Media Football. Football news show it is. I'm out. We cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. Bye-bye.